Netflix's Avatar Season 2 fixed some things, but it also created some of the biggest plot holes and character mistakes we've seen in the franchise. From Toph somehow reading and spelling, to Aang bending 3 elements at the same time without the Avatar state, these are 5 things in Netflix's Avatar Season 2 that just don't make sense. Number 1. Why didn't Azula stop Aang before he entered the Avatar state? This is the biggest question I had after watching the season. Aang is completely overwhelmed. He's on the ground, emotional, and just seconds away from entering the Avatar state. Then it happens. Instead of stopping him before he transforms, Azula gives him enough time to unleash the most powerful ability in the entire series. Why? If your biggest enemy is about to become nearly unstoppable, wouldn't that be the moment to attack? Instead, everyone waits until after Aang has already powered up. For me, that's what makes the scene so frustrating. It doesn't feel like the characters are making decisions, it feels like the story needed Aang to transform first. Maybe the writers had a reason, but if they did, the episode never makes it clear. And that's why the scene didn't make much sense to me. What do you think? Was there a reason Azula held back, or was this just a moment where the plot took priority over logic? Number 2. How can Toph read and spell? This is another moment that really confused me. The first time I started questioning it was during Aang and Toph's first meeting. When she used her earthbending to write that Aang should keep his mouth shut, before he reveals she is the blind bandit. Then later, at the library, we see Toph reading again. Hold on, how is Toph able to read and spell? Toph is blind, so if the live action is showing her reading and spelling like everyone else, the show needs to explain how she's doing it. This isn't just some tiny detail. Toph's blindness is one of the biggest parts of her character, and it's also what makes her abilities so unique. So when the show presents her reading without clearly explaining it, it raises a lot of questions. Did she learn a special writing system, or is this just something the writers expected us to ignore? A single line of dialogue could have answered all of this. Instead, the show leaves us guessing. Maybe I missed something, but based on what we see on screen, this moment just doesn't make much sense to me. Number 3. Why is Aang able to bend 3 elements at the same time without the Avatar state? In the season finale of Season 2, Aang and Iroh arrive at the entrance to Lake Laogai to rescue Aang's friends. The only way to open the entrance is by using all 4 elements. So Aang bends air, water, and earth at the same time, while Iroh uses fire to activate the final element. But, wait a second. How is Aang bending 3 elements at the same time without the Avatar state? That's what doesn't make sense to me. The Avatar state has always been portrayed as the moment where the Avatar can fully command all the elements together. So seeing Aang casually pull off 3 at once outside of it feels like a massive jump in his abilities. If the writers wanted him to be that powerful already, that's completely fine, but at least explain how he suddenly reached that level. Because the episode never does. And that's why this scene left me scratching my head. Number 4. Why couldn't Toph tell her own mother was lying? This one genuinely confused me. One of Toph's most iconic abilities is that she can sense tiny vibrations through the ground. That's literally how she figures out when people are lying.
He's not lying. When people lie, there's a physical reaction. I can feel his breathing and heartbeat. He's telling the truth.
It's one of the coolest parts of her character. But then the live action gives us a scene where her own mother lies right to her face, and Toph doesn't seem to notice anything. You're telling me Toph can detect the smallest movement in a person's body, but somehow she can't tell when her own mother is lying? Toph can detect lies through vibrations, so how did she miss her own mother lying, poisoning her drink, and kidnapping her? That makes no sense. If there's a reason for this, the show doesn't do a great job of explaining it. And that's the problem. When you change or ignore one of a character's signature abilities without telling the audience why, it doesn't create mystery, it creates confusion. Now, maybe the writers have an explanation that they'll reveal later. I hope they do. But based on what we've seen so far, this moment just doesn't add up. And for a franchise that's famous for paying attention to small details, this feels like a strange mistake. What do you think? Did I miss something? Or did this scene confuse you too? Number 5. Why are male and female air nomads living together? This is one of the first things that made me pause while watching the live-action series. If you've watched the original Avatar cartoon, you'll remember that the air nomads didn't all live in one place. The air temples were separated. The northern and southern air temples were mainly home to male airbenders, while the eastern and western air temples were mainly home to female airbenders. So why does the Netflix version show men, women, and children all living together in the southern air temple? At first, this might not seem like a big deal. But the more you think about it, the stranger it becomes. If the air nomads had separate temples in the original story, changing that isn't just a small visual difference, it changes part of how their entire culture works. Some fans have argued that people could simply be visiting another temple, and that's definitely possible. But the show never really explains it, which leaves a lot of viewers confused. It might seem like a tiny detail, but Avatar has always been praised for its world building. When you change something that established, fans are naturally going to notice. So what do you think? Was Netflix quietly changing air nomad culture, or is there an explanation that the show just forgot to tell us? And those are the 5 things in Netflix's Avatar Season 2 that just don't make sense, at least to me. If you think I missed an explanation or you completely disagree, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video and want more Avatar videos and other movie breakdowns, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching.